All righty. This is good. All right, let's do this. Okay, Mercy, hold on a second. All right, so while I'm waiting for a few more people to be notified on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, let me just introduce today's topic. Today is going to be a continuation of on the Mind of Steel. If you're new to the Mind of Steel, welcome. Here in this episode, I share some thoughts, ideas, and things that helps our thinking, shapes our thinking, because our thoughts is a composite of. Our attitude is a composite of our thoughts, feelings, and action. Things I share ideas, ideologies, concepts, principles that can help our everyday daily living. So today is a continuation of what we've been talking about for the past week now. Okay, we've been doing the book by Peter Adams, which is Visualfestation. Visualfestation is how to manifest things in your life through the principles of the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is, I don't want to sound very religious or very spiritual either to you, but I just want to let you know that principles and concepts do work in our lives. And as a matter of fact, our thoughts, feelings, and actions compose of what our lives become. We create our circumstances based on our thinking. We create everything in our life based on how we think, how we look at things, because the way you look at things determines what you look at. It determines your perception of anything, determines how you see reality. Definitely. So before we go into that, definitely you can invite friends, family, share this page, invite friends and family. Feel free to share this page. As a matter of fact, we had a giveaway, and that comes from who shares the page the most. So we pick a winner, and we announce some gifts. Okay, so definitely I'll go into all that later, but let me just play this music by Mercy, and you listen to this song, and I will dive into today's continuation from on the book. Mikey Williams, thank you for joining us. Aha. Okay, I'll say so. I show the book. I guess I could show the book. You can't hide it, you can't hide it, don't try to hide it. You can't hide it, you can't hide it, don't try to hide it. You can't fight the force, you get it by force. Fall into the top, not gonna stop. Feeling something, feeling something, feeling something, feeling something, feeling something, feeling something. Feeling something, feeling something, feeling something, feeling something, feeling All right, very good, very good. That was the song by Mercy Mercy. So I have a couple ideas today. I think what I want to do, if you have any question concerning any of the topics or concerning anything about life, that you want to talk about, it does not matter, money, relationship, the state of the country, coronavirus, whatever question you have, and you want to share your question and ask it on screen, let me know, because what I can do, I can go on a shared screen with you on Instagram, and I can actually show this on Facebook and YouTube live. So you have to be willing to go live and give me your permission, 100% permission, to broadcast you live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you have a question and you want to come on screen with me, let me know. Send me a direct message, send me a text on Facebook or Instagram, or Facebook or even YouTube, whatever, wherever however you're watching this episode live, type a message. I can bring you on, and if you have a concern, a thought you want to share. But like you already know, this channel will keep things respectful, and you have to be willing to respect other people's opinion too. So you gotta be very polite and keep everything positive. We keep it very positive, but we welcome you to share your thoughts and your ideas and ideology. All right, so let's go into today. What I was talking about last Thursday. We did chapter 6 and 7, and today we're going to be doing chapter 8 on the book Visualfestation. So Visualfestation is a book written by Peter Adams. Peter Adams, his story is very unique. This man has manifested things in his life that is mind-blowing, that is amazing. When you read the book, it's a very small book. I think this book is about maybe 100 pages. But you see that you can manifest anything you want. You just have to know what you want. Make a decision, know what you want, and blah, blah, blah. We already have given steps on how to do certain things and how to decide on how to know what you want. But anyways, we're going to today. Today is definitely very, very like pretty much giving you a guide, a layout on how to make some certain decisions and how to manifest some certain things, how to get and how to know your life's purpose and how to live a fulfilled life. So definitely, I guess on screen you can see my screen on Facebook and YouTube. So chapter 8 on the book, it starts by asking 3 not so simple questions. Okay, number 1, what would I be if there was nothing that I could not be? What would I do if there was nothing that I could not do? What would I have if there was nothing that I could not have? These are not philosophical questions. These are very important, very deep, and very personal questions. These are not questions that you can answer quickly unless you have already been asked and answered them before. The answer to these questions will tell you what you really should be doing with your life. This is no time to be thinking small. So I want you to come up with answers to these questions that are so huge that if they happened, you would be so completely blown away beyond your wildest dream. When you are working on the answers to these questions, don't let your mind say things to you like, you can't do that, or you will never have that. Your mind is just talking trash. So tell it, be quiet. The whys. Take your time answering these questions and feel free to supersize your order. If you can imagine it, you can have it. Once you have your major life's goal written down, I want you to write each one down on the top of a separate piece of paper. Below that, I want you to write out all the reasons why this goal is so important to you. And next to each of these reasons, I want you to write out the feeling you have associated with this reason. Your feelings are the real underlying reasons why you want to achieve these goals. This is a good thing, but if you dig down deep enough, you will find that the answer in its simple form is love. With love comes passion, and that is a very powerful force of attraction in our universe. Amazing. Okay, before I continue reading this book, so like I said, if you have a question and you want to share, come on a share screen with me on Instagram, let me know. So before I continue, I want to, I'd like to share with us something real quick. Today, like always, when you listen to the news, right? Now, this is something I always have a concern about, how much time you listen to the news and the kind of information you are hearing on a regular basis, because what a man hears on a regular basis controls the way they think, can control the way they think, because what you listen to on a regular basis creates your belief system. If you're always hearing, okay, let me clarify what I said. I've said in the past about the coronavirus. Viruses do exist, no doubt, okay? Viruses do exist. But the thing about coronavirus is, first of all, you do not want to give power to anything, because what you give power to can control you. And when you give power and you keep listening and hearing about the negative things, it tends to now affect the way you look at things. So that's why when I say turn off the TV or don't listen to too much TV, this is exactly what happened recently. I think it was 2 days ago. The news anchor, the newscaster said, the good news about today is that there's no bad news. That got me thinking. I'm like, wow, that is interesting. How can the fact that there's no bad news be the only good news or the main good news of the day? You know, he said the good news about today's news is that there is no bad news. Even in saying that something is good, he had to use the word bad to tell you the good news there is. And I'm like, this is a different way. it was a different way of thinking, because okay, you could also say the good news about today's news, or rather in this show, the good news about today's news is that there's always good news. So why can't there be always good news in the mainstream news media? Because, well, I get it. Good news does not sell. Good news does not make money. Bad news makes money. Bad news People buy bad news. People love to hear about bad news. We live in a very negative planet Earth. We live in a negative world. And in this world, bad news sells harder than any good news put together. One bad news is more exciting. People want to hear bad things because they have, not just because they enjoy bad things, but because they have conditioned their mind for bad things to happen. So they resonate more with hearing bad news. So that's why when you hear good news, it's like no big deal. But when we hear bad news, it's like, wow, I knew it. I knew blah, 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 blah. It conforms with your way of thinking. So, you know what they say about misery? Misery loves company, but you do those things subliminally, unconsciously, not knowing that is because you love bad news. That's why you enjoy bad news, even though you don't want to hear bad news. So that is the point that I was making about the COVID, coronavirus, and viruses. It's not, virus is a thing. Yes, there is virus, right? But the whole thing surrounding this situation we are in, the fear, is what I'm addressing. If you let fear control the way you think, it totally produces negative results. It leads to only more bad news. You know, did you know that a lot of people died from just the panic of the COVID? Remember when COVID started? More people died from toilet paper scramble, water scramble. People were killing people because they did not want to share. They have a lot of toilet paper and water, and somebody else could not find one in the store. People shot people. More people died of just nonsense things, stupid things, and well, I can say stupid because it started from ignorance, but the whole thing is that everything was coming from fear. Fear leads to worry and doubt. Worry and doubt, the whole progression, which everything started from ignorance. Ignorance leads to fear. Fear leads to worry and doubt. Worry and doubt leads to anxiety, depression, disease, disintegration, and death. So definitely, when I say viruses do exist, but our focus should be on what you want. When you think about the fear and the viruses, when you watch that thing that strokes that fear 24/7, that heightens the fear, you are not doing yourself any good, because then you start to control, or you start to reflect all the negative situation. You start to see things from that point of view. You start to qualify and quantify your day based on negative results. Anyways, that is I had to just address that real quick before I go back into chapter 8 of the book Visualfestation. And like I said, if you want to come on screen with me, if you have a thought or an idea, I'll bring you on real quick. Today's Thursday, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. So let me continue reading the book by Peter Adams. So, okay. The ideal scene. Okay, we talk about the whys, right? Take your time answering this question and feel free to supersize your order. Okay, go to the end of that paragraph. It says, I want you to write out the feeling you have associated with this reason. So your feelings are the real underlying reasons why you want to achieve these goals. This is a good thing, because if you dig dig deep, that if you dig down deep enough, you will find that the answer in its simplest form is love. With love comes passion, and that is a very powerful force of attraction in our universe. Ideal scene. Once you have your list completed, I want you to take a few minutes and imagine that it is now 5 years into the future, and everything on your list came perfectly true. And that is that it's now your present reality. See yourself in the movie that is playing on the screen of your mind with all of these things being true. When you are ready, grab a notebook and write out precisely in detail what this scene looks like and how it feels. I mean, really feels to you. Soak up all those awesome feelings associated with these things being true in your experience. Does that feel great or what? Congratulations, you have just defined your ideal scene, which is also known as your end result. Now, what Peter Adams is saying in this paragraph is basically, teaching us step by step how to create a vision board, a vision book. Because there's a powerful techniques and very powerful principles. When you learn and understand how this thing works, you can create anything and manifest anything you want in life. I'm still learning this principle. I'm still learning this technique. I'm still in process. I'm still learning because this journey, like you already know, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to share ideas and thoughts and information that can change and affect your life positively, because I've seen it affect my life positively, and I'm manifesting a different kind of result in every area of my life. So this is a journey that I am on, and I'm inviting you that it does work. This thing works. And this is you create what Peter is saying. When you understand this thing, you create your ideal scene, and now walk in that reality. Pull that ideal scene into your present everyday life. So that's what the Bible talks about faith. When Bible says that faith is calling things that be not as though they were. That is what faith is. And we all have faith. Everybody has faith. Everybody has faith by birth. By default, you have faith. You do not have to go pay anybody to give you faith or pay some minister to pray for you to have faith. We all have faith inside of us. You just have to learn how to pull that faith, how to exercise and use that faith to bring it to manifest things in your present world and to bring that things that you want into reality. So just like exercise, just like working out in the gym, when you work out, you build your muscles. So that's how this thing works. When you practice, you get better. Visualization, you get better in your visualization, you get better in your manifestation. But one thing I can tell you for a fact, that right now, instantaneous result can happen in your life in the area of attitude. When you control how you respond or react to things, when you learn to master yourself, to be conscious of your environment, to be conscious of what people say to you and how you I do not like to react to things. I like to respond to things. And I'll tell you the difference between reaction and responding. It just has to do with the shift of focus or what you focus on. In just a minute, I think I did an episode. I have a page, or I have an ebook about how to react and how to respond to things. So if you want me to email or text you that ebook, let me know. Send me a text, I'll send that to you. But real quick, I'll share some of the ideology on that ebook. What I talked about, I have it on one. If you scroll through the past shows that I've done, I dealt on this specifically, reaction versus responding. Let me see if I have a copy of that broadcast here. I can read something real quick from there. So this is, yes, it was an episode I did about criticism. Yes, I did it about people that criticize, right? When people criticize you, they say so much more about themselves than the person they criticize. Okay, and I said we want to be solid in our belief about who we are and what we are. Let's really get to know ourselves, and then rather than react, let's respond. It doesn't matter how they approach, whether they are diplomatic and trying to help us. These are people that criticize us, right? Whether they're trying to be diplomatic or trying to help us, they are trying to find fault. It won't really make any difference. We will listen to what they have to say, listen to it, and then we will either accept it or reject it. But it isn't going to affect the relationship with the other person one bit. And even in the dictionary definition of reaction versus response, this is how the dictionary, the difference. Let's go real quick before we continue on the book. Okay, let me see who's just joined us. Today is Thursday. How is everybody doing? One more day to the end of the week, or the end of the working week, except you have to work on Saturday and Sunday. Let's see. Okay. All right, real quick. I'm just running different programs while I give my talk. So just hang on a second. And let me know the best part of this whole talk that you like. Let me know, share with us, type in the comment section. Let me know what you like the most, or whatever question or concern you have. Let me know, type in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to share some answers with you. Okay, the page. All right, let's just continue with the book then. Okay, well, one more thing I wanted to say is that in using this principle, it has so much helped me with the way I myself personally used to respond or react to things. I used to be frustrated, and when I don't get what I ask for, right? I used to let situations or the results that I got from anything affect me, especially when they are negative, right? I let it affect my feelings and mood and evidently my action. So when I started becoming very much aware of my circumstances and how thoughts control our feelings control our action, I totally changed my response. So that's one thing I'm telling you, that when you practice this, you will see immediate results, because our world is a reflection of what we give out. What we give out is just like a mirror. When you're standing in front of the mirror, what you're projecting in front of the mirror is definitely who you are and what you are. You cannot change the mirror hoping to change yourself. No, change comes from within. You cannot change in outside circumstances to get a different result inside of you. The change has to come from inside of you, because that is what is going to be reflected to the world. When you change the way you think, then the results you get definitely will change, because you are projecting a different person, a different image. So the law of cause and effect has to kick in. You are producing the causes all day. So the effect has to be in response to what causes that you put out, what causes that you produce and manufacture. So that's one more thing I wanted to touch on real quick. So let's go back to the book, and chapter 8 is a very short chapter in the book. And let's just finish that real quickly. Visualfestation. Okay, let me pull up the book. Here we go. All right. So in finishing up this chapter of the book, it says, congratulations, you have just defined your ideal scene, which is also known as your end result. Now, you not only have a destination for your journey, but you already know what it's going to feel like when you get there. Now that you have this, it is time for you to learn the techniques which will bring your ideal scene into your reality, along with all those good feelings that come with it. Wow, that's chapter 8 of the book of Visualfestation. So the techniques Peter Adams is talking about, we'll do that next week. So that will be chapter 9, which will be goal setting. So Peter, let me just share Peter's story. Peter used to be a real estate. No, he used to work in the hospital. He used to work in the account section of the hospital. They used to make a lot of the financial decisions in the hospital system. So Peter got did he get laid? He got laid. He lost his job, right? But he was at a crossroads in his life, because he was seeking for better meaning of life and a higher purpose. I mean, what is the better calling for his life? And at that crossroads in his life, that was when he stumbled on the secret law of attraction, and that led to different things. You know, he heard about Tony Robbins and the power of manifestation, law of attraction. So Peter started doing his meditation, and from there he amazingly manifested. I would say he mastered creative visualization, and because this man has amazing stories, how he competed in the Ironman competition, triathlon in Hawaii is considered the Olympics, or the world. I guess the way Peter says is both the NBA, the NFL, all the sports put together in one competition. That is what the Ironman is like in Hawaii. So Peter won a lottery to be a contestant in this competition, and he did it by 3 months of visualization. That was how he got to win the lottery, to become the lottery pick. So from then on, he became a real estate investor, started his own real estate company, and this man just kept manifesting the house of his dream, the car of his dream. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And now he wrote the book, his first book, Visualfestation, and he's written another book. You can download that book from on that app that I mentioned, the Law of Attraction Library app. You can get, when you download that, you can see, his other books. So this is a man that has something that I would want to, that I want to learn, that I want to master, that I'm learning. I'm learning, I'm mastering it, and I'm learning and I'm getting better. And I'm learning it and I'm getting better. So with him, and there's a lot of great teachers, great people that will share some ideologies that you can use to drastically change your life. I mean, we already know the greats, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, and all of them. So Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy. So the whole journey is find out what works for you and stick with it. Find out what works for you. We all have to create our own philosophy. So let me just get out of this shared screen on Facebook so we can be on one screen. Let me get out of this face. Okay. So take this up. Oh, this is not the page that I want to be on. Okay. All right, here we go. So stop sharing. Okay, definitely, yes. So let me see if there's any questions that I have. Okay. All right. So definitely that is Visualfestation chapter 8 for today. I'll do chapter 9 next week, and we'll probably just finish up the whole process of Visualfestation through Peter Adams in our next couple of broadcasts, because I just feel like the more you know, the more you can manifest. The more you know, the more you can dramatically use this principle to create things, to manifest things, to produce great results in every area of life, And I'm talking about finances, I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about health and wellness, I'm talking about anything, your work, your friendship with friends, the way you deal with people, the way you handle people, the way you relate with people. And definitely, because our lives is a composite of our thoughts, feelings, and action. Once you learn to control and to be aware of your thoughts and the feelings and the actions, and you're aware of those things, you begin to control the kind of result. You begin to take charge of the results that you produce, because you are definitely causing and producing every result, everything, every aspect of your life. Whatever you're going through on a daily basis, you are the cause of it, and you are manifesting it. So being, that point, that ideology of blaming and pointing fingers to this person did this, that person did this, is not true. There's a beautiful way Jim Rohn puts it. Let me see the beautiful way he puts it. He says, there's a beautiful way he puts it. He says, seeking, no, okay. He says, so, okay, that's not what I wanted to read. Okay, he's talking about self-congratulation is a sign of maturity, but seeking congratulation is a sign of immaturity. So he also said it in another way, that taking charge of the results that we get in our life is a sign of being mature. Always looking at blaming circumstances around us for everything that happens in our life is a sign of immaturity. That just means that you are either not being real, or you are just lying to yourself, or you're just ignorant of either situation. Okay, so definitely we have about 4 minutes to go. So I'm going to share for about 4 minutes to go before we shut this down. And I want to say, have a wonderful, beautiful day. God is good. Do not let negative situations be the dominant thought of your day. Do not, and the way to not let negative and things that escalate fear is to shut out that avenue through which fear comes in, to shut out that gossiping, that friend at work that's always like heightening every situation, heightening every circumstance, heightening anything negative. They heighten it. You know, some people just take pleasure and joy in just heightening, looking at things from always the side of things getting worse, always looking at things from the side of things getting bad. How do you think that happens? Is because of that is how they think. And how do you think constantly negative? Is because of the things that you watch, the things that you listen to, the people that you surround yourself around by, your environment, because our environment is producing the causes all day. And once the cause is there, the effect has to follow. So the effect follows the causes. And that's just, basically, the essence of what we go through in life. All right. So on the mind of still today, Thursday, the 16th of July, I want to say that condition your mind to be positive. Surround yourself with positive things and positive people. Surround yourself with things that empower, encourage, and get you thinking of possibilities, whether it's in business, in work. It's so easy to be distracted by what is happening now in the economy, right? It's so very, very easy to live and operate in slow-mo. If you live and operate in slow-mo, is because you let in the news, you let in what you're hearing on a regular daily basis control you, all the negativities. You should learn to use the news, use the situation, even if it's negative, use it and look for the positive things that can come out of every situation. When you focus on how things can get better, regardless of what my physical senses are saying, regardless of what the news media is saying, regardless, when you know and operate from an angle of positivity, of possibilities, is a shift in focus, then definitely you have shifted the kind of results that you will attract and the kind of people and circumstances that you will attract into your life. That's just basically it. When you change the way you look at things, the thing you look at changes. When you change the way you choose to visualize anything, that thing you're visualizing changes. Basically, very simple, rule, right? Very simple theory, very simple practical steps of daily living. So definitely that's what I want to share with us today, Thursday, the 16th. God is good. Have a wonderful, blessed evening. And try practicing some of those things and share your results, share your experience. Just share your experience. Just share your experience, because it works. It definitely produces good result. Good causes produces good good effect. Cause and effect. Good thinking produces good results. All right. Basically, that's it for today, Thursday. So share this page. Invite family and friends to be a part of this. We want to grow this channel. We want to increase our followership and our viewership. So we do our giveaway every now. We haven't been doing it we have not done it on a regular basis, but we are still working and tweaking things. So we're running a campaign on GoFundMe. Be a part of that, share that campaign, contribute, because information like this can and does change life and change people's way of thinking. And that's how you change the kind of circumstances you attract into your life all day long. All right, so that's about it for today. Let me see. All right, real quick thought before we go. I want to say that you can only be to others that which you are first to yourself. All right? Think about it. You can only be to others that which you are first to yourself. All right? So that's about it for today. That's about it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to shut this Facebook and YouTube off, and I'll leave Instagram on for a little bit longer. And let me see. I will leave Instagram on for a little bit longer just to share some thoughts on Instagram. But before we go, let me play Mercy, Mercy, talented singer, artist.
Flexing on the beat. Mercy, 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 mercy. Every day I wake up, thanking God for life. Sure will go easy, grinding day and night. Every day I hustle, reaching for the goal. Sure will go easy, I see the light. When I want to fall, mercy will be me. God just say follow me, mercy will be me. When I want to falter, mercy will be me. God just say stand by me, mercy will be me. Mercy come for you, mercy come for me, mercy follow you, mercy follow you, say mercy come for me, you know say no mercy go answer. So even if they call my name for altar, you know say no mercy go answer. So even if they call my name for altar, you know say no mercy go answer. I got major links in my corner, shaking I got me the answer. Even if they call my name for altar, you know say no mercy go answer. I got major links in my corner, shaking I got me the answer. When I want to fall, mercy will be me. God just say follow me, mercy will be me. When I want mercy, come for mercy, come for me, oh mercy, for mercy, say mercy, come for me, oh. Mercy,
Okay. All right. So that's it for today. Definitely, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut this down. Then there's a big possibility I'm going to come back just to do some test run because I'm testing this system and getting ready for something we have coming very soon. So let's shut this Facebook down. God bless. Have a wonderful day. This is Ike, and this is the Mind of Steel for today, Thursday, 16, 2020. Invite friends, family, share this page, share, invite family and friends. Let's grow this community, share some good, positive energy, and also share the results that we get by sending your comments and thoughts, okay? All right, so on Instagram, God is good. I'm going to come back on Instagram and try something else, okay? God is good. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. God is good. That is the third camera. So God is good. Let's practice some of those things. So like this, like I've said before, positive living or personal development is not a spectator sport. You have to participate. You have to do it. You have to do it to get results. You have to be actively involved. You got to take steps, do something. You have to put the action, not just listen and read books. No, it's a participation. You have to participate. It's a participator sport. It's not a spectator sport. So be a part of it because the results, the benefit is enormous. It's amazing. God is good. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. And this is Ike from the Mind of Steel.